Let's talk about the Aptera solar-powered EV of the future. This thing is so amazing. We have been waiting for ours for a couple of years now. Sarah and I, we pre-ordered as soon as we heard about it. I think there were like 13,000 pre-orders about the time that we got in. So we're thinking within a year or two, we'll have ours. So we're very excited about that. There's been some news lately you might have noticed on other channels like Aptera.solar, for example. They showed us the BINC, that's the body in carbon. This is where the body is being pressed in Italy, and they took it and they showed it off at France at a convention for this kind of technology. It's very impressive to see how many places this thing glues together, just how strong it's going to be. If you haven't seen any of those videos yet, go look for them. You'll find them. Aptera Owners Club showed these videos, did walkthroughs on them too. They're excellent videos. And what's coming next for Aptera? Of course, we're all waiting for the PI builds, the production intent builds. There was a time where we were told that the Gamma was the production intent vehicle, but there's been so much innovation even since then, in the 2 years since Gamma's been out, that now the production intent vehicle is shaped just slightly different, has solar on the whole back of it. And we have the launch edition now, which has full solar on the back window and all over it. It has the all-wheel drive is the launch edition. The crowdfunding has gone well over $30 million have been raised through the accelerator program and the Republic small dollar investment program. So all of that's going good. Investment opportunities still exist. Go to aptera.us. And if you would like to, not advice from me, okay, I'm not qualified for that, but there's still investment opportunities pre-IPO if you're interested. So right now, waiting for these PI builds, we don't have a definite time when. We're hopeful, and Aptera is hopeful for the summer. A lot of the tooling is in place. As we've seen on display, the BINC body in carbon is able to be produced, so that's great. Most of the supplier agreements are lined up. A couple of the big ones recently, like the lighting around the wheel wells, that has been established, so that's a good thing. Everything is kind of in motion. And one thing I learned recently is that even though the product won't be exactly what they hope it to be, it doesn't mean it won't launch. Because things like the belly pan, I just learned this on Aptera Owners Club, the interview that Steve there did with the owners and co-founders, the belly pan that we've been waiting for that will help make the cooling more efficient, that's not going to come with the launch edition most likely. But we'll be able to take it in and get that added later, or it'll be mailed to us with instructions to add it later. But it will have a heat pump in the original edition, which that's good news. Things like we talked about before, heated seats, not going to be with the launch edition most likely, but may come in the future. It's kind of a whole different program. When I bought my Nissan Leaf, this is the way it is. This is the way it's going to be. It's never going to improve. But if you buy a Tesla, you get over-the-air updates and improvements in all kinds of different areas. But as far as physical improvements, that's hard to do on a Tesla. Aptera is different. Not only can we get over-the-air software updates to improve our Aptera, we can also get hardware updates like improved solar panels. Like I mentioned, the belly pan. We may get a more efficient wheel motor at some point. However, it's not impossible to retrofit because it's a different type of car build. It's just so interesting. I hate to use the word modular, but it almost feels like it's modular. Like we'll be able to you don't want to use the word easy either, but we'll be able to switch out parts for more improved parts. You might remember a couple of years ago, Chris Anthony saying this could be a car that lasts you and then eventually gets to your grandkids. No other car is like that. They don't make a car that's just going to last. It's going to rust out. All the components are going to give and not be able to be found again. You know, what's the life cycle of a car anymore? 4, 5, 6 years. They stop making the entire line and that's it. But with Aptera, as solar panels improve, we'll be able to change our solar panels. Not necessarily easy, but doable. Wheel motors change, we'll be able to update those. Software updates will improve how everything works together. It's just there's no end to the possibilities with the Aptera solar-powered electric car, which is why we're all in and super excited. Now for just a little bit, this much controversy. I'm going to ask this question. Please don't hate me, but let me know in the comments if you think I'm crazy. I talked to an individual the other day from, we had a nice little Zoom chat from Aptera.solar. This is a group of people that's working hard to get the Aptera into Europe as soon as possible. This is kind of where the conversation went. Some of the European countries are much more EV friendly than the United States through policies and such. Many European investors have a lot of money and they're willing to spend it on environmental programs, which really, the Aptera is an environmental program. It is designed to not only be clean, but to not even take from the grid in most cases. You can imagine how somebody who is an environmental enthusiast and a high dollar investor in products would really light up over that opportunity. If it were going to be in Europe quicker, would they be excited enough to pull the trigger on some big checks and get Aptera going? So let me know in the comments what you think. I know what I think. I want it made in Michigan so I can have it. So just completely selfish reasoning, 100%. No other agenda other than just my own selfish desire to have my Aptera. That's not going to happen. California's 2,000 miles away. I'll walk if I have to. And then Sarah and I will drive it home from there. That's okay. If it were made over in Munich or even in Italy, which, by the way, most of the car really is made in Italy, isn't it? And it's going to come here kind of a rolling chassis and the components will get bolted to it. So whatever, maybe it's already being built in Europe, but when it's homogenized for the roads there, would it be wise to kick it off in Europe? Again, not trying to start controversy, but I thought it was an interesting conversation. And either way, this group is going to work hard to get it to Europe as quick as they can, which I think is good. Let's get this thing everywhere. I think everybody can enjoy an Aptera within the next few years. At least that's my hope, and yours too, probably. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you're a member of the channel, thank you for sticking with us. It's been a rough 5 months with my facial paralysis, which you can see is starting to get better. This eye almost closes now when I blink. So hey, that's success. I can smile. Kinda couldn't do that for for 2 or 3 months. I couldn't smile at all. So we're grateful for that. The members of the channel are amazing people. We thank you all. The mug clubbers, you can't buy our mugs anymore because of intellectual property that we allegedly stomped on unintentionally. So don't sue me, bro. But thank you. And here's the map of where you bought mugs from. You're all wonderful. Hey, watch this video here if you would. Just because I would like you to. No special reason. Subscribe.